Today, we have an enchanting story to share with you. A story that takes us to the heart of Paris where history, nature, and adventure collide. Let's discuss the first zoo of the world. Once, there was a beautiful garden in Paris, where plants from all over the world were grown and studied by wise men. This garden was called the Jardin des Plantes, and it was open to the public for their enjoyment and education. But the garden was not only home to plants. It also housed a collection of exotic animals, which were brought from faraway lands or donated by generous people. This collection was known as the Menagerie, and it was the second oldest zoo in the world. The Menagerie had a very interesting history, full of adventures and surprises. It began in 1793, during the French Revolution. The French Revolution was a period of social and political upheaval in France, from 1789 to 1799. That resulted in the overthrow of the monarchy and the establishment of a republic. The revolutionaries sought to abolish the privileges of the nobility and the clergy, and to create a more equal and democratic society. When the people decided to overthrow the king and create a new republic, the revolutionaries wanted to get rid of everything that reminded them of the old regime, including the Royal Zoo of Versailles, where the king and his court enjoyed watching lions, tigers, elephants, and other magnificent creatures. The revolutionaries ordered that the animals of Versailles be killed, stuffed, and sent to the natural scientists of the Jardin des Plantes, who would study them and display them in their museum. However, the scientists had a different idea. They loved animals, and they did not want to see them harmed. They decided to save the animals and give them a new home in the garden. They also asked the people of Paris to donate any exotic animals they had in their possession, such as monkeys, parrots, camels, and ostriches. Thus, the Menagerie was born, and it soon became a popular attraction for the Parisians, who came to see the animals and learn about their habits and habitats. The Menagerie was also a place of scientific research, where the animals were observed and classified by the experts. The Menagerie was under the direction of Bernardin de Saint-Pierre, who had the vision of creating a natural environment for the animals, respecting their needs and well-being. The Menagerie grew and expanded over the years, as new animals arrived from different sources. Some were gifts from foreign rulers, such as the famous giraffe Zarafa, who was sent by the Pasha of Egypt to King Charles X in 1827. Zarafa was the first giraffe ever seen in France, and she caused a sensation among the people, who flocked to the Menagerie to admire her. She lived in the Rotunda, a circular building that was specially built for her, and she became the star of the zoo. Some animals were brought by explorers and travelers, who ventured into unknown lands and discovered new species. Some were captured by soldiers and generals, who fought in wars and conquered territories. Some were rescued from circuses and street shows, where they were mistreated and exploited. Some were born in the Menagerie, as part of the breeding programs that aimed to preserve and increase the diversity of the animal kingdom. The Menagerie faced many challenges and difficulties throughout its history. It suffered from fires, floods, diseases, and wars, which threatened the lives of the animals and the people who cared for them. It also had to adapt to the changing times and tastes of the society, which demanded more entertainment and spectacle from the zoo. It had to compete with other zoos and parks, which offered larger and more modern facilities for the animals and the visitors. But the Menagerie survived and thrived, thanks to the dedication and passion of its staff and supporters, who always worked to improve the conditions and the quality of the zoo. They built new and better enclosures for the animals, such as the Big Cat House, the Reptile House, and the Monkey House. They enriched the environment and the diet of the animals, to make them happier and healthier. They educated the public and raised awareness about the conservation and protection of the wildlife. Today, the Menagerie is still a wonderful place to visit, where you can see more than 2,000 animals, including rare and endangered species. It is also a place of history and heritage, where you can admire the old and charming buildings that reflect the different eras and styles of the zoo. It is a place of culture and science, where you can learn and discover the amazing diversity and beauty of the animal world. The Menagerie is a place of magic and wonder, where you can experience the joy and the awe of being close to nature and its creatures. It is a place of stories and legends, where you can imagine the adventures and the surprises that the animals and the people who lived and worked in the zoo had over the centuries. The Menagerie is a place of love and respect, where you can appreciate the value and the dignity of every living being, and where you can join the efforts to preserve and protect the wildlife and the environment for the future generations. The Menagerie is a place for you, and for everyone who loves animals and plants, and who wants to share and celebrate the wonders of life. I hope you enjoyed my story. Thank you for your interest and curiosity.